Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever, wherever you are watching this. Yeah. Today I'm not going to play any game. I'm just here to talk about just what has been going on in the news lately. First of all, let me check whether my mic is actually on before anything else. I don't want to just start talking and realize later on that, you know, my mic is not on. Let me go to.
Get in the game, get on Tango.
Man, YouTube and his arts, man. Oh my, a second one. Oh, a third one. 3x. Okay. Um. So it looks like everything is working. The mic is on. Um. But yeah, I'm here to talk about Warner Bros. And it's insane being purchased by Netflix. Insane, right? Like years ago, no one would have thought it would. I mean, there were rumors around 2023 that Netflix could purchase, WB. I think it was also around that time where they were also going through some financial troubles and stuff, and there were rumors that they wanted to sell and all that, and of course that merger with Discovery and all that was also during around that time. But Netflix buying Warner Bros. And the thing is, a lot more people are against than for, right? Because we all know Netflix is all about streaming. They care little about theater, about the cinematic experience, right? And so, to some people, this is one of the telltale sign of the doomsday or the doom, you know, that Hollywood is heading towards. I want to go through. I'm changing my. Let me see. Okay. Let me put my Discord even in top of the stream so that people can know the sage. Can okay. It's done. Let's go to a different um window capture, open source. Okay, it's done. So the big thing, I just hit my lights. shit. Oh my god, things are just going wrong. Okay, I think it was here. Bro. Okay. I just hit it small and everything just chaos. Just and the camera too shifted a bit. Okay. Is it at the right angle? Um okay. I want to know whether I'm at the right angle or not. Let me see. Okay. So the big news, look at my tab. Just insane. Bro, I've forgotten where the okay. The big news. Netflix, this was 9 hours ago. This is official now. This is 44 minutes ago. Netflix to acquire Warner Bros. Studio and streaming business for 72 billion sorry about that, $1 billion. This one, Los Angeles Times says is 82.7 billion. That is what I put in my thumbnail. Um, so Netflix agrees to buy Warner Bros. In an 82.7 billion deal that will transform Hollywood. Certainly transform. Yes, it will transform Hollywood. Um, and the thing is, I mean, are you shocked that Netflix were able to buy Warner Bros. Right? Paramount wanted to buy it. They were in the bidding war, but they lost, and people were more happier that they lost and that Netflix won. Even though they are not happy that Netflix won, they are still happy that at least Paramount did not win, right? Because of I think I read something about how they have ties to Donald Trump, and among others. But it's like they are siding with the lesser evil than the bigger evil. um, so yeah, Netflix agrees to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery for 72 billion, gaining iconic franchises like Batman, Harry Potter, Friends, alongside its hit originals. Yeah, Harry Potter and stuff. Um, Batman, Superman, DC as a whole, DC Comics, the games, Mortal Kombat. Like it's a whole lot. Like I even have the list here. Where is it? Friends, Oceans, Gremlins, Evil Dead, Mad Max, The Matrix, Beetlejuice, DC Comics, of course, Adult Swim, Tom and Jerry, The Jetsons, Casablanca, Harry Potter, of course, I've mentioned that, Scooby Doo, Rick and Morty, Johnny Bravo, Looney Tunes, The Conjuring, Hangover, like Sex and the City, Boondocks, bro. Of course, HBO Max, they are all included. A lot of the Rings, like all the Warner Bros. Games, the MonsterVerse movies, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. It's insane. The IP that Warner Bros. Has, and now it belongs to them. And this is the meme that I've been seeing. I don't care. He says, I don't care if Universal or Netflix wins. I just need Paramount to lose. That's what people have been saying. um, but yeah, insane, really insane. Like, and let me see what else. The deal will give Netflix over 420 million streaming subscribers worldwide, making it far larger than any competitor. Yeah, so Disney, yeah. Anyways, let's go to YouTube and see. Oh, Netflix, um, Marvel Entertainment release Human Touch Fireside 10 hour. Man, Marvel has been posting a lot. Like Marvel Entertainment, like for the past couple of months, they've been posting a lot of compilations of some of their iconic moments in the MCU and stuff. This edit, I made it.
Dear Billy, I don't know
I
if you
don't
can
know whether
even
you
hear
guys
this.
can hear it.
2 years ago, I would have said that's ridiculous, impossible. But that was before I found out about alternate dimensions and monsters, so I'm just going to stop assuming that I know anything. Basically, that was before I found ever since you left, alternate dimensions, everything's been total
Yeah,
disaster.
I mean it's
And the
not
worst part
much. I
is,
just used some clips,
I can't
added
tell
some
anyone where you're
voiceover
going.
from season 4.
I can't tell them that you
Um,
saved Elle's life, that you saved my life. Sometimes I imagine myself running to
yeah,
you,
some voice or like
pulling you
scene
away.
in episode 4.
I imagine that if I had,
Episode 4
that you would still be
of
here,
season 4, where she
and everything would be.
reads that letter to her brother's grave.
Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this.
And I just put some clips together and just edited it. So yeah, Netflix won. What happens now? That is also my title for the YouTube thumbnail. Netflix is buying Warner Bros. Are we doomed? This is from 3C Films. Yeah. Emergency Awesome also. Oh, the Night of some official final trailer. I don't even know whether to react to it. A film I didn't want to release. I saw some clips of this on TikTok. They reviewed to Josh Hutcherson that she used to make clips of him, fun edits and all that. Um, yeah, this is future. So that's what I also wanted to talk about. Yeah, this is future. Now that Netflix has acquired Warner Bros, um, is this Snyderverse coming back? Is it a possibility? You know, that wait, where's the tab? Oh my god. That's one of the downsides of having so many tabs. I think I'm going to start a new window. Yeah, let's close this and open a new window. Because I'm streaming, I'm getting confused with a lot of tabs here and there. Shit. I don't know why I YouTube. Wait, did I? Because of that, all the tabs are closed. Oh my god, nah, I do not do that to myself. Okay, bro, that would have been that would have been crazy. Anyways, let's go to YouTube. Let's go to another tab. Um, let's even go to this and okay, bro, that would have been that would have been crazy. Anyways, let's go to YouTube. Let's go to Edge settings and let's go to another tab. Okay. And let's even go to this and okay. Let's go to Edge settings and okay. And the overview. Okay. Of course, this thing, the Snyderverse coming back because of Netflix acquiring WB, mainly because Netflix have a close partnership with Zack Snyder, and who knows, because of that they might. And the thing is, I don't want it to be the case where they do away with James Gunn's Snyderverse coming back because of they do away with James Gunn's DCU, right? Because I also like that side of the DCU. I love Peacemaker, the Superman movie. And who knows, because of that they might. And the thing is, I don't want. Okay. I'm trying to capture another window that I've opened up, but it's not going through. I'm trying to capture a specific window, a new window that I've opened up, and it's not being picked up on stream. I don't know whether to. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully this works. Oh, I was using a different. Oh my word. Okay, I was using a different. Never mind. Um, let's click this. It's literally everywhere. Like, bro. Others are saying 72 billion. Other reports are also 82.7 billion. Which is which? Netflix now owns the entire DC universe, and they are using inside the magic. So, one of these articles, let me see. Here's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Is Netflix going to revive Zack Snyder's DC universe? Yes or no? Stupid ads. Forbes. Okay, let's listen to what Forbes has to say about this. Oh, this was published January 12th, 2023. Crazy, right? 3 years ago, they published this thing. 2 years ago, 2025. I mean, it's almost 2026, so almost 3 years. Hashtag activism is the popular stuff of superhero film fandom. Warner Bros. Discovery has faced a stream of such hashtag movements about their cinematic DC extended universe, DCEU. But the new cell hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix message is one of a rare few that seems crazy, but actually could work, and just might have some unexpected, albeit unintentional side benefits to consider. That's why I think WB Discovery selling the DCU Snyderverse to Netflix could surprisingly be the best option. Um, yeah, they talk about getting Zack Snyder's vision completed, um, and stuff. So this was published almost 3 years ago by Forbes, which is crazy, right? And then there's another article here. It's like Snyder's Justice League 2 can finally happen, but it shouldn't. You see, it's like back and forth. You have fans who want it, and of course, you have those who don't want it. That's why being a figurative Frankenstein of a movie, 2021's Extended Justice League was a hit with fans. Of course, it was a hit with fans. It, it was a complete story. There were no cuts or whatever. I mean, I guess there were some cuts, right? Like the Green Lantern that was supposed to be in it, but couldn't make it. Um, but it was a full package that Zack Snyder wanted to give to the fans. Um, yeah, they talk about how Netflix acquisition of Warner Bros. Will make it Zack Snyder's Justice League sequel more likely than ever. The deal with an eye-watering 82.7 billion. The Hollywood Reporter has announced that Netflix is on the verge of acquiring Warner Bros. I mean, it is official now, though it is they've not actually bought. You know, the deal is done, but in writing and signing and money issues, like until next year, I'm hearing about maybe Q3 next year that it will be like officially finalized. Like, oh, we now own this, company. Um, uh, okay. Netflix is set to become a haven for Zack Snyder. The Netflix Warner Bros. Deal could also impact Zack Snyder's DC successes. That's what I'm talking about. Like, the thing is, I want Zack Snyder's vision to be completed. At the same time, I don't want James Gunn's DCU to be scrapped or like to have issues because of that, right? Because I enjoy James Gunn's movies. His DCU I know has a lot of promise. I enjoyed Superman. Yeah, the movie is good. It isn't perfect, but it is a really good movie. And then you have, you know, Zack Snyder's movies, his DC movies, which they are not perfect, but they are good. I love Man of Steel. It isn't the traditional Superman, but it is his own version of Superman. You can say Elseworld Superman. I don't care, but it was a different take, a real, like, real life take of what if this being was to pop up in our world. Batman v Superman. I liked it. I didn't really love it that much, though. The standard cut did add some things, but I think it's also a good movie. Like when you say it's a good movie, it doesn't mean oh it's one of the best movies of all time. Ooh, mind blown. Like some people can't distinguish between when we say it's a good movie, right? And they will say oh it's a bad movie. Like it's like people can't distinguish between a good movie, a bad movie, an okay movie, a perfect movie, and a terrible movie. It's like they just put them all in one basket. Oh, this is a bad movie. You can't say it's a bad movie. Like there are literally bad movies out there. You go on YouTube, search bad movies. You will see a whole lot of them. Let me search right now. Bad movies. You see? Ice Cube, of course. One of the worlds. So when you say BVS is a bad movie, you are telling me it is at the same quality and as War of the Worlds in terms of writing, in terms of visuals, in terms of right. You are telling me they are as bad as Steven Seagal's movies. But yeah, I think Zack Snyder could complete his vision with, you know, but the thing too is conflicting because if he makes Justice League 2, people will want Henry Cavill to make Man of Steel 2, right? And the thing is, James Gunn is also prepping for Superman 2. That is what? Superman Man of Tomorrow, right? He's already written the script. The script is done. They are now in what phase are they in? Is it post production or pre production or whatever? Right? They are going to shoot. Is it early next year or something? So they are prepping real fast for Superman Man of Tomorrow. It's already gone. It's already greenlit, right? And I don't think Netflix is going to cancel that movie. Like they can't. I mean, I'm not going to say they can't because imagine a shocker if they do. But I don't think they are going to scrap James Gunn's DCU. I think they may hold off some things. Maybe they don't want to give all the creative power to him or something. Because right now, Zack Snyder holds that power. That's why, immediately Superman 2025 came, just in a few months, we already announced Superman 2 coming out. Oh, Real Rejects 2 are live, talking about their
If
stuff.
you're still typing your coding prompts, you're leaving performance on the table. You're prompting cursor over 100 times a day, but typing detailed content.
Hey, don't even know the cast. Don't know jack about it. Cool. Yeah. I know Daniel Craig.
I want to break the fourth wall and type something.
These are the facts.
Yeah.
These are the facts you know.
Even though the first one was
Okay.
a huge hit in theaters.
Did you see Daniel Craig watch the Sesame Street of his character getting turned into a Muppet?
No.
They did Benoit on Sesame
Oh,
Street,
really?
and it's with Daniel Craig watching it. It's amazing.
Oh, that sounds
It's
fun.
really cute.
People forget Daniel Craig has a sense of humor.
He seems like such a delight.
But thank you, Diego. Hey, Captain Fernandez, Ethan T. Diego. Since we're talking so much about the community and people who are, like in the top viewership, you guys are here every single week. Recognize you guys right off the bat. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here every week.
I also want to throw a quick shout out to Bucky Barnes, who's been
Yeah.
moderating from the grocery store, then
Right.
from McDonald's,
No.
doing the work
Wow.
while running some
Oh, so-
errands.
Thanks, Bucky.
He is our winter soldier.
Thanks.
Bucky's killing that game.
Thank you.
All right, Jamco, or Yamco if you prefer. If Deadpool remains, and thank you for chiming in, by the way, in the MCU, doesn't it make sense to put him with
Netflix.
the new Avengers? He's an anti-hero. Who wants to be an Avenger? It's the perfect place for him. His personality would clash so well with the rest of the team. What are your
Among-
thoughts?
So, who would Deadpool be in a lineup with the new Avengers?
I mean, the Thunderbolts.
Oh my God, I was thinking of Young Avengers.
Which would be creepy.
Yeah. I forget Thunderbolts is called New Avengers.
Yeah, so
I
like-
never think of it as New Avengers.
And it makes sense because he's like a mercenary, and that's a very mercenary-heavy team. It's very.
It's so funny.
Oh, wait, yeah,
I would have watched this live stream
and,
like
it totally
later
plays
on.
the comedy sensibilities
right?
In the darkness.
People might watch Thunderbolts too.
That
if,
actually would be
Deadpool
the way
was
to
in
get it greenlit.
Yeah.
Co-signed for the budget. Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds would have a lot of fun with like that team too. I think Sebastian Stan would play well off him. Wyatt Russell.
Who do you think you would have the best comedy with?
I think making fun of Sentry would be great. Like Lewis
Okay.
Pullman and him. Like the very straight man Lewis Pullman to his wackiness would be solid.
Let me see if
That'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. And Wyatt Russell too. Wyatt Russell. is
they'll
very
give
good
a
at
super
being,
chat or
like,
something.
stoically funny.
Select a copy.
I wonder how we do with. I don't know. David Harbour's a little too.
He's already kind of big.
I think he would make fun of him a lot.
Yeah.
It'd just be fun to see them play off each other.
And Florence Pugh would be a fun time with Ryan Reynolds.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds
Okay.
would know how to make fun of the David Harbour controversy.
Yeah, he would.
He would know how to infuse that in a way that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I'd watch that Thunderbolts too.
That's a great call. That does make a lot of sense, actually.
Tonally and story-wise.
Yeah, and you could get Thunderbolts to get some actual views. So.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's so good. So stuck there.
So yeah, the fact that I'm watching them, they're also talking about yeah, and that also big news that Scarlett Johansson is also joining the Batman movie, like officially joining the DCU or Matt Reeves' own DCU verse. Which people are speculating whether she's going to be the villain, is she going to be Barbara Gordon?
40 minutes.
Who knows?
That's not quite 2 videos.
Others point, who knows?
That's almost 2.5 days of your year.
That's awesome.
Like, if there were hour-long videos, that is like 2.5 days. That's
Oh, deleted scenes. I always like stuff like this. Behind the scenes stuff of movies, TV shows. I just like to see how stuff are made, how they made them. Especially also bloopers as well. Netflix buys WB. CNN reporting Mr. H views. Like, let's listen a bit to RC Films. Of course.
¡Candidatos a Liz!
¿Qué ha pasado?
Abre la comunicación con Lord Grey. Por supuesto.
¿Quién es este?
¿Quién ha sido el que ha... ¿Tú?
Sí, soy yo, el líder de la Tierra.
It is now official. Netflix has won the bid to purchase Warner Brothers, and just like that, cinema has changed for all time.
Yep.
Maybe we're just exaggerating and we're hitting the doom button a little too quick, but we are going to break down everything we know so far about what Netflix now plans to do now that they're going to own Warner Brothers. Will the deal actually go through? If it does, what does this mean for things like HBO Max, the DC Universe, the theater industry? I'll be doing my best to give you the accurate information along with my personal thoughts, but I want to hear from you guys. Did you honestly think Netflix would win? I did not think so. You know, whenever the conversation
I mean,
happened
money
about
talks,
which
right?
studio wanted Warner Brothers,
It
I
was
like,
not
Netflix,
the fact that
do
Netflix
they
could
really
win
want
or not. It's about how much
all your
money
thoughts,
are
leave
they
it
going
down
to
below.
put into
Okay,
it.
so this got
How much
revealed
is it going to
last
cost
night,
them?
right before
Right?
your
And
boy was about to
Netflix, I mean,
snuggle
they
into
have
bed,
the money.
rub his toes just like this. It got announced Netflix has now won the bid with a deal valued at over $82 billion. They
Yes.
seem to have had the highest bid, and now it'll go through and they'll begin the process. Now, let's keep in mind with everything we're going to talk about, whenever Disney purchased Fox, that took a year and a half for that entire process to go through. That's the whole government looking in on it, seeing about if it's fair, does it hurt the industry, getting everything else finalized. So even what we're talking about here, we're not going to see any of it come to fruition until at least a year and a half. So with Netflix winning, let's talk about some of those who lost. I honestly was kind of wanting Universal to get it. It just seemed like the lesser of all the evils, and they would just continue running it business as usual, and then we probably get, you know, the little park perks where DC Looney Tune characters could possibly show up in Universal Studios. Batman Halloween Horror Nights house? That would honestly go hard. But one of the other studios that seemed really close to getting it was Paramount. And, well, I'm kind of okay with them not getting it. They were making it very clear
Yeah,
in the past
people
couple of
were-
months that they were going to be heavily in ties with the Trump administration, and they would have a huge influence on what Paramount does with Warner Brothers. I mean, we already saw that they announced Rush Hour 4 thanks to Trump suggesting it. And this isn't even about what political side you land on. I just want
Yeah.
you to ask yourself, do you really want the government controlling your entertainment in Hollywood as much as they already do? So it's not even that it's Trump. It could have been the other side as well, and I'd be just as hesitant because it's like, I just want my entertainment to be entertainment, y'all. So a lot of people then began rooting for Netflix, but now it's actually a reality, and reality is starting to set in. Let's
Rooting
start
for the
off with
lesser
the first
evil.
question on our minds that Netflix did answer. Does that now mean every Warner Brother movie that gets released in the future will now be a straight-to-streaming exclusive for Netflix? Doesn't look like it right now. Netflix did put out a statement kind of giving the gist and an idea of their plans with Warner Brothers right now, and they say they are still committed to the theatrical release. In fact, reports are saying that they're going to keep David Zaslav as CEO and that they would run Warner Brothers separately from Netflix. And that did make a lot of people go, okay, so then what the heck was the point of this bid and all that? It's all the IPs. It's the library of content. I mean, that's really what Netflix is gaining, and that's also what they've been struggling with since they came to fruition. I mean, if you really think about it, how many, like, straight-up Netflix properties can you think of? You know, like Stranger Things, Squid Games, maybe K-pop Demon Hunter? Netflix has had a real identity crisis where they don't have strong IP that they can constantly churn out like a movie studio does, where Warner Brothers constantly turns to DC and makes Batman movies nonstop. They own the Harry Potter movies, Cartoon Network properties and stuff like that. All that is now content they can stuff onto Netflix, whether new or old, and that'll be enough for them to raise them prices over and over. But backtracking on that just a little bit here, back to theatrical thing. Okay, I really want to believe Netflix is being completely honest about them sticking to the theatrical release model, because this deal, a lot of people are panicking because it looks like the death of cinema. And even though recently
like, for
Netflix
real.
has made some moves to like embrace theatrical more, like I know I was trying to get tickets for the final episode of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Those things
The
sold
fact that they are
out in
releasing
theaters
that
so
in
instantaneously.
theaters,
It's telling me
the
that
finale
money
for
Netflix
that.
is making from
And
that
even that, I
isn't at
think
least making
it was
them
people
go,
who actually
"Maybe there's
convinced
something to
them,
this
like the
theatrical
creators, like
Same
were
when
pushing
they
hard
released
for that.
K-pop Demon
So it's
Hunters
not
in
even
theaters for a
Netflix who
little
had
bit.
that
So I
idea
want
that,
to
oh,
believe them
let's
that they are
put
going to commit to
Stranger Things
theatrical
finale,
model, but there is a statement
series
they
finale
made
in
in their
theaters.
release that makes me go, ooh, see, there's the red flag. Ted Sarandos, the CEO of Netflix, made this statement saying, My pushback has been mostly in the fact of the long exclusive windows, which we don't really think are that consumer friendly. And it's so funny he says that because I mean, ever since streaming or COVID, the release window for movies in theaters has gotten shorter and shorter. It used to be a 90-day window. A movie would be there and it'd be exclusively in theaters for at least 90 days. That window has now gone down to 30 and a lot less if the movie just doesn't perform well. It'll be on streaming within like 3 weeks. And that's what the Netflix CEO here is mentioning here, is that he's gonna still continue to work on a friendly window release for audiences, which could mean we could see a future where, yeah, Warner Brother movies still go to theaters, but they're there for like 2 weekends, and if you didn't see it, well, you catch it on Netflix. And I would still consider that a domino effect that would lead to really hurting movie theaters. I'm sure there's still going to be a case-by-case basis, like if one movie performs so well, then they'd continue just holding it into theaters. But I can't blame them for the movies that absolutely flop. Nobody is watching. They're wasting theater space, and it's like, well, might as well just put it on streaming now. But it's still a slippery slope to get into. I even want to bring up something James Cameron has lately been saying about Netflix, where he doesn't think Netflix movies should be considered for Oscar potential. He said exactly, he says Netflix buying Warner Brothers would be a disaster, and it's a sucker bait to think they will commit to full theatrical release. We will put the movie out for a week. We will qualify for the Academy Awards. I think that's fundamentally rotten at its core. The Oscars mean nothing to me if they don't mean theatrical. Netflix should be allowed to compete if they put out a movie for a meaningful release in 2,000 theaters for a month. And honestly, I'm kind of agreeing here with what James Cameron said. There is a rule in the Oscars where as long as you release a movie in theaters for 1 week in either New York and LA, only those 2 markets, then you qualify for the Oscars. And Netflix has abused that rule a lot. If the Academy wants to save movie theaters and keep theaters running, I think a rule like this, the movie must have a wider release for a longer time. I think that's the way to go. But then it's a double-edged sword, because then you think about the indie movies with barely a budget, barely trying to get by, who can only afford to be in a couple of markets. Well, then they're going to get hurt by that change. So everything gets affected. I don't have the answers, okay? I'm not Mr. Hollywood. I'm a guy yelling in a spare room in his house to you, trying to convince you I'm smart enough to know about this Netflix Warner Brothers deal. All right, let's just be honest with each other. I'm gonna be honest. If we look at the streaming side of things, well, one big benefit I was just talking about is the library of movies and things Netflix is about to acquire. Does that now mean HBO Max is going to poof away and merge with Netflix? In their statement, they're saying that they still want to keep HBO separate, but some titles that appear on HBO Max and all that will now filter through Netflix. But again, I call BS, and I think for how long? You might keep that charade up for like 3-4 years, but eventually the goal is going to be combine HBO Max, combine Netflix into one mega platform. Maybe you can do the thing Disney Plus does, where they now have a little Hulu tab. The HBO name is still a brand name and it means something to people, but Netflix doesn't really have like a tab dedicated to stuff like that. It's just spread out through movies, TVs, or genres. It would be interesting to see Netflix have an HBO tab. But being a nerd myself, and the thing I know a lot of y'all want to ask me about, is the whole DC side of things. It is rather interesting. Well, if we're believing the reports that Warner Brothers is going to be kept separate from Netflix and they're going to run just as they have as a studio, and David Zaslav will remain CEO, well then James Gunn and Peter Safran are staying because they like so far what they've been doing. Oh, Chris, but Zack Snyder and Netflix, they work together. That doesn't mean much anymore, buddy. Netflix has already canceled 2 other Snyderverses, the Rebel Moon movies that are now not going to be finished, and the Army of the Dead movies. Both of those franchises had big plans, several sequels, and Zack Snyder wanted to go big, and they didn't get the views Netflix wanted. So even when it came time for Zack Snyder to do another movie, Netflix said no thank you, and he had to take that project with another studio. This Warner Brothers Netflix deal is not going to be restoring the Snyderverse, because I don't see why Netflix would want to try a 3rd time with Zack Snyder when they just canceled 2 of his other universes.
That is also true. That is also true. The thing is, it could happen, but it's also not likely, right? It could happen, but it's not likely that the Snyderverse will be restored. I know Tyrone is just, in his views, and just this guy will post about Warner Bros. And Netflix and Zack Snyder like Yeah, there's this bread and butter. I mean, he makes money off the videos, so it's not like, he's not getting anything out of it. But bro, um, Netflix owns Harry Potter. What does this mean? Behind the scenes of this stuff. I want to see if I can react to some trailers. I saw. Netflix Blade. Up to now. Let me go trailer and see what pops up. Ready or not, I've not seen part one, so I don't see the need to watch. Let's watch this. Now, the other trailer that I watched was a month ago. It didn't really get me like, oh, I must watch this. If it comes out, I will watch it, but I was not particularly that excited, right? But now, seeing that, them adding, the whimsical, funny side, I think this is going to have more fun side and be a little. Of course, it's going to have its dark parts, as clearly shown in the trailer, but there's going to be some comedy in it, especially because there's two characters who are like a buddy cop type of situation, unlike Game of Thrones or how. I mean, Game of Thrones also had its funny sides, like a lot in, but it was more serious. But House of the Dragon is, I think, the only show that does not have comedy in it. Like, maybe it may have maybe one or two funny moments, but it's like 99% serious, right? Like I said, Game of Thrones had its funny moments in there, laced throughout. So I guess I would say Game of Thrones had about maybe 90% seriousness and heavy stuff, and then maybe the 10% comedy, like laid out in the 8 seasons. House of the Dragon, like I said, 99% of it, like you barely get any funny moments in there, even though, like I said, occasionally maybe one or two. But this, I feel like because of the buddy cop, type of situation that the knight and that little kid have, you're gonna have those funny moments in there. But yeah, I'm really excited now to watch this. Dawn of War. I've not played any of the Dawn of War games, so I don't see why I should watch this. Oh, Markiplier, final Iron Lang final trailer. I don't know what this is. Let me just watch it. I've not watched any of the other trailers, so.
I see that question in your eyes. For what purpose do we remain alone in the dark?
Beginning the descent. Cruising depth in roughly 2 minutes. Stand by.
I ask myself that very same question.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities on the instrument, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Why would there be flames? You did test this thing, right?
This is the test. Closing porthole shielding.
Where's the reason for this quiet rapture? Too few to rebuild, too many to feed.
You're the first one down. All we have are surface scans, that's why you're there. Well, one of the reasons.
Oh, that's a nasty scar.
Can we just agree this is important? Food, air. We need this, not just the COI, all of us. We need this.
There aren't enough of us left to be throwing lives away, but there is too much at stake not to take calculated risks. Eden doesn't understand that. You don't understand that.
I just want to live. Is that so wrong? Why doesn't
Okay.
anybody else want that?
Okay, Markiplier. I didn't know he was making a movie. Crazy, right? I didn't know. And this How to Make a Killer, and I watched this trailer a couple of days when it came out. Goat. This new trailer, I've not seen it. I've not actually finished watching this season one. I'm in episode 6. I don't know whether I've actually completed episode 6. I watched it a couple of days ago, but I will complete it and then watch that. The Batman 2 villain, Men in Black 4. Oh, okay, let's watch this.
Are you good?
Wait. Let me see. Yeah, this one I watched up to here. I will continue later. I watched this too. It was fun watching all these actors in one place, watching some of maybe their favorite anime or movie clips or movie moments. Um, so Scarlett Johansson being cast in the Batman 2. I mean, it's a big news because Scarlett Johansson is a big actress, right? And at the same time, she's also a Marvel girl, right? Like she's been in the MCU for years, and of course, her character is dead. But we are in the multiversal era, so it's one of the things where never say never. Is she going to be in Avengers Doomsday? I don't think so. I'm not going to rule out the chance, but I don't think she's going to be in that one. Secret Wars, most likely. But yeah, her character was just done dirty towards the ending. I mean, even at the beginning, people wanted a Black Widow movie, and we never got a Black Widow movie. It was after her character died. That was when, okay. That was when Warner Bros. Was like, okay. Now we no, that these I don't know why I say Warner Bros. Warner Bros has been on my mind because of the acquisition. That was when Disney's like, okay, Marvel Studios, okay, let's now make the Black Widow movie now that the character is dead. So in the movie, even though the movie I think was a good movie, it is not the best or whatever. I think when you look at top 10 Marvel movies, it is not there, right? But it's still a good movie. But the movie had no stakes, right? Because the character is dead. Like, what is going to happen? Is she going to die? No, she's not going to die. We know she's going to make it, right? If it was in the case where the movie came out like years ago that people wanted, or maybe if the character is already alive in the MCU and they made a movie, then there will be stakes, right? Oh, is Black Widow, is her character going to be killed off and Yelena going to take over to be the next Black Widow? But even through all the action and moments where it felt like her life was in danger, no, it wasn't, because we know she's already dead, and that this is taking place between what, after Civil War, right? Let's see if we can get to that video that
Thank you for dropping by, my movie peeps. Let's get on to the movie news. Some of the things we'll be talking about here today, guys, is we got some pretty big updates involving Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2. We got Sony wanting to give Men in Black another shot with
Yeah.
Will Smith. And as so happens, with
The
one
reboot
franchise
really didn't
returns,
do that
another
well
must
with
as well,
Chris
with
Hemsworth and
Blumhouse
Tessa Thompson, which is
exploring
crazy.
another
Like Valkyrie
Paranormal
and Thor.
Activity movie. Oh, we'll be diving to that long so much more. But
And it
real
didn't
quick, I also
do
wanna
well.
say
I would have
thank you
really
so much
loved a
for all of
sequel
you
to
who are
that,
tagging
I
me in
think.
your YouTube recap. I've been getting an endless amount of people letting me know I was one of their top viewed creators. And let me tell you, stuff like that just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, knowing that some of you are that dedicated to the channel. So thank you guys so much. And even if I didn't end up on your top 5, what's your beef with me, man? Huh? Say it right now, huh? I didn't like you neither. But okay, let's get to our first story here. So earlier in the week, we did get our first trailer for the sequel to Ready or Not. That first Ready or Not was one of my favorite movies of the year it came out. Honestly thought it was such a gem of a movie, so I was kind of hesitant hearing that they were making a second movie, and I will say this second trailer has put me at ease, but I'm still slightly worried. I'm saying it's putting me at ease because I do like the idea of exploring further this world where you played a game with the family you were getting married into, hide and seek. Well, you won that game, and usually when you win a game, there is some sort of prize. And well, looks like we got the answer to that prize. You get to play the game again. Imagine telling somebody that after they play Monopoly. They're gonna say, just shoot me right now. There's brisket in the oven. Shoot me, Gerald. I don't want to play Monopoly again for 3 hours. So that was honestly the one part that was worrying about me. It was just, hey, how about we do the same thing again, but with more people? And it looks like it's the extended family or other people who participate in this game that Samara Weaving's character will go up against. But they've thrown her a bone and included her sister, played by Catherine
Buffy.
Newton. But even with that repeating the formula, it looks just
it
as fun as the
Catherine
first
Han?
movie. And I gotta tell you,
Okay,
Samara
I'm butchering the
Weaving
name.
has some
The girl
lungs
from
on her. She was
Supernatural
just
who then
screaming
went on
all
to
throughout this trailer.
be in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
So I am excited for the movie. I am just worried. I don't want it to feel too repetitive.
Yeah, I've heard
from what we
good things
saw
about
in
the first movie. I
kinda
just
like the
haven't
idea of
watched
being
it.
like, hey, you won
So
this,
maybe I
here's the
will
next
watch it
level,
before
and if
this
she wins this game,
sequel.
she gets to rule the world. So that's kind of cool. I don't get to rule the world after Monopoly. I just get brisket that's in the oven. I'm spending too much time with the family this holiday season. What did you guys think about the first trailer for Ready or Not? Moving on, something else that was kind of cool to see. Currently, right now in Brazil, they're about to hold their Comic-Con CCXP.
Ooh,
And we got a
Spider
first
Noir.
look at the poster for the Spider Noir show, where then they quickly also revealed the poster online. It's still kind of crazy to me that Sony would rather do this as a TV show than an actual movie, because I feel like it's just a better idea than Madam Web. Also, just having Nicolas Cage, who voiced him in the animated movie, play him in live action, just feels so perfect. They've
Right?
also
Like
now
this should
confirmed
have been
with
a
this poster
big
it will be
cinematic
the Ben Reilly
masterpiece, like
version.
a
It looks
really
there's
big
a
Marvel
legal
movie
loophole reason on
instead
why
of a
he
show.
can't be named Peter Parker in the TV show, because it looks like there is some rule where Peter Parker could only be done in movies, and the TV rights are a little bit more complicated. But Ben Reilly's fine. It's a clone of Spider-Man, close enough. The show still revolves around a guy who's now a private investigator and has to grapple with the fact that he once used to be the only Spider-Man for New York City, saving people, and now it looks like a case has drawn him back in. The other interesting thing is, again, they double down on the fact that there will be a black and white version of the show and a colored version of the show.
Yeah.
Christopher Miller even commented on this, because Discussing Films mentioned that the main version of the show was colored and that they just did a black and white filter for the black and white version, when he said that's actually not true. He said that's not quite accurate. It was shot and designed to be in black and white, and there will also be a color version that has been designed in an exciting and unique period-inspired way, so there's no main version. So although he's saying
then
that
that's
it feels
really
to me
cool.
like the way to go and watch this is the black and white version, and that makes sense with the comic also being black and white, and it is named Spider Noir, so I think that's the way I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna be annoying about it and say I'm better than you because I saw it in black and white. Oh, but your baby need color to watch TV show? Yeah, you get grumpy 3C today. Let me know what you guys think about the first poster, Spider-Man Noir, and which version you'll be watching. Moving on, today, Deadline reported here that a new Men in Black movie's in the works. Headline reads exactly, new Men in Black film in the works from Bad Boys for Life scribe Chris Bremer. Some more details on the project here go as plot details are unknown, but insiders tell Deadline that the idea is once Bremer has finished the script, original series star Will Smith would be one of the first to receive it in hopes he would reprise the role of Agent J. It is unknown how the character would be featured and whether it's a starring role or a more of a supporting, passing of the torch type role we have seen in films like Creed, but the plan is to have the character back in the first draft. And okay, couple of thoughts about this. Maybe this isn't said enough. I think that first Men in Black movie severely underrated. We all probably consider it
True.
already a good movie, but if you haven't, pop it on once in a while. And it is gonna be one of those movies you watch and go, oh, they don't make them like they used to. That movie
Yeah.
had a lot of sauce, as the kids say. And just the way you're introduced into that world, how Will Smith's character goes from being this regular cop to then thrust into this secret alien police force, and then all the gadgets and aliens. There was a lot of detail put in with the practical effects, the set designs, and then the 2 Will Smith sequels that followed I think were enjoyable enough. But it was really that Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson movie where they tried revamping the franchise with a new, where I was like, oh, they just don't understand what made that Men in Black movie actually work. There is a magic in that universe. I'm not saying you need Will Smith to make Men in Black work, but bringing him back would have some of that charm that he brought, and hopefully they could go back to that older way, and almost kind of how they make Star Wars movies, where it's like, oh, we got some people in costumes and prosthetics, and you got a couple of CGI people here. But I think maybe that would be the best route, is, maybe Will Smith's partner, played by Tommy Lee Jones, could die in this universe. Tommy Lee Jones was already barely in the 3rd movie. You can just say his character has now finally passed on, and now Jay needs to get a new partner, making him the Tommy Lee Jones character.
Yeah, that would be
older,
great.
Grumpy, having to teach a younger hothead, kind of like he was. I think that's the best way to do it, and it would be also a good way to reintroduce us into the fun of this world. So I do like the idea, but we'll see what happens with it. Whenever the new Men in Black movie is mentioned, people always want to also bring up the 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover movie they were planning, which I'm like,
yeah,
I still would love to see that. It sounds
man,
so
the 23 the Jump
why
Street
not?
movies, I
How
don't
do
know
you
why
guys
they
feel
never
about Men in Black
continued
coming
them.
back? And do you agree with me that that first movie pretty awesome, right?
Jonah
Next up,
Hill
something that I don't know
is
if we can
clearly
really say
open
was
to joining,
underrated is,
and
the
more so,
Paranormal Activity franchise.
man,
The Hollywood Reporter
I can't
has it
believe
here
I've
that
freaking
new
forgotten his name.
Paranormal Activity movie in the works, with James Wan joining franchise as producer.
Channing Tatum.
And okay, look, a couple of
He's
things
like
on this.
more like
From
he
all
said it
until the end
even
of
in an
time,
interview or
Paranormal
something like that.
Activity
That
movies
there's
are
one
just
person that
always
is
going to
holding
be a thing.
back
They
the
are
movie
like a
being
cheat
made,
code
like an
Blumhouse
executive or
has, where
something.
they
He
are
said it like
so
I think it was a
insanely
month
cheap
ago
to make,
that he
and
said that in
somehow
an
they
interview
just
or something.
always turn an insane profit. It's also just become a recognizable IP, whether you like or hate them. So I always knew there would be a future where we'd get this article. I'd honestly thought it'd be another couple of years, but all right, we are here again, getting another movie. I would like to think James Wan's producer attachment meant something, but I actually don't think it's that big of a deal, since we've known for a while that Blumhouse and James Wan's company, Atomic Monster, have now merged. Most Blumhouse projects now are going to have a James Wan produced credit. And if you also go through his producer history, it's not exactly all winners there. But I'm optimistic to see what happens. The most recent one they made that I think went straight to streaming, where they actually dropped the found footage style and just kind of made a regular style haunted possession movie that I thought was just pretty boring, was a low for the franchise. But I think if done effectively, there could be something fun there. And I think those first 3 movies, in a way, they are good watches. The first one I think would be tough to sit through now, but I remember kind of getting intrigued with the lore that the second and third movie brought. But it could also be a case of maybe the time has passed for these kind of movies and they just won't hit the same. So I'm just waiting to see what the plot is and what the idea they have, but it's not like something I'm extremely excited about. How are you guys feeling about Paranormal Activity wanting to be revived?
I've never
with
watched
Blumhouse
any of
and
them.
James
Maybe
Wan?
seen
But all right,
news and
bringing us here to talk
news
about
from here and
some
there, but
Batman. Ooh, it is so cool that in the next coming months, man, we are going to be getting so many little updates about the Batman. Heck, Matt Reeves has already started posting his little GIFs online, which I guess is the first piece of the story we'll talk about here. We have gotten confirmed that unfortunately the cinematographer Greg Fraser is not going to be coming back for the Batman Part 2.
Oh.
He did such an amazing job with that first movie. I really wanted him back for this second film, but instead he chose to go and make the 4 Beatles movies that are currently being worked on. So then Jeff Snyder reported that Eric Messerschmidt, who did the cinematography for Michael Fassbender's The Killers and the Netflix show Mindhunter, will be replacing him for the Batman Part 2. And a lot of people lost their marbles. A lot of people didn't even want to believe it. But like I said, Matt Reeves then did confirm that it was true. And looking at his filmography, I think it's good enough. I mean, I actually really like the way Michael Fassbender's The Killers look. And I feel like there is a way for that style to be implemented into the Batman universe. And it's also such a different setting because this is supposed to be taking place in the winter, snowy Gotham. So it's not like he's going to try and recreate Greg Fraser's Batman Gotham. He's going to be able to play around with it a little bit more because everything will be covered in snow and will be even colder. So it'll probably be an easy transition. I'm fine with it. I don't think it's that bad of a choice. But it was honestly this next story and what is possibly our first hint to the villain in the Batman Part 2.
Scarlett
it was
Johansson.
first reported here by Nexus Point that Scarlett Johansson is in talks to star in the Batman Part 2, and that's not a name I saw coming at all, but it did end up getting confirmed by Deadline here that the Batman Part 2, Scarlett Johansson, a new role opposite Robert Pattinson in sequel. Now, unfortunately, Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter, these more reputable, accurate websites weren't able to give us exactly who she could be playing, so people just had to look at Scarlett Johansson and take some guesses. Obviously, knowing her from her Black Widow days, people were looking at her red hair and saying things like, oh, Poison Ivy. I even throw out there Dr. Quinzel, Harley Quinn. Hear me out. It's the Matt Reeves universe. I think Harley Quinn could be a possibility, but if she is used, she would mainly be in her doctor form, probably for most of the movie. And that's where I could see Scarlett Johansson shining in that role. But if it was full on Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn style, yeah, then maybe I wouldn't have guessed that for her. But I'm thinking for the Matt Reeves world, you know? Then people like Jeff Snyder, who just got right that they changed the cinematographer, so it sounds like he has some sources correct on the set of the Batman. He added on that not only was this role first offered to Emma Stone, who decided to pass on it, making Scarlett Johansson and
maybe
her
she was
team
busy,
aggressively
maybe some
pursue this
scheduling
role,
conflict.
which, man, sucks. I would have liked to have seen Emma Stone
Right.
in this movie. He then added on she's looking to play a love interest that later turns out to be a villain in the movie. And that right there was enough for people to go wild. If you just left in their love interest, well then a Vicky Vale or something of that
Right,
sort.
Vicky
Now
Vale,
people
yeah.
are pretty sure they're
Makes
taking
sense too.
inspiration from Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah,
introducing
and that
us
one
to
too.
Andrea Beaumont. This would fit into that category of a love interest.
Plus, she also
that
has a
ends
red
up
hair.
becoming a villain. When also looking at interviews for people involved with the project, they have also said that this villain has never been done in live action before. That would certainly fit with the Phantasm.
Then
And
Vicky,
if you even look
Vicky
at that
Vale
animated
or
movie, which is awesome, it deals a lot more with the psychology and the man behind the mask with Batman, and that's kind of what they're going for. I'm thinking they're going to explore a lot of the Bruce Wayne persona in Batman Part 2. People have even gone through the history of the co-writer in this movie, Matt Thompson, who has also shown that he's praised and talked up Mask of the Phantasm. So this could very well be the case. Like I said, Matt Reeves has been doing his little gifts to confirm casting. So any day now, he could probably welcome Scarlett Johansson into the cast with a gift. I don't know if he'll name her Andrea Beaumont or if he'll do Mask of the Phantasm. That would be kind of crazy and cool. But it also would make me wonder, how do you go about playing that into the movie? Because a lot of nerds would already know that twist and reveal. So would you even work it as a twist and reveal, or would there be a different approach to the Phantasm? Aside from that, Jeff Snyder also did add on that a male villain in the movie is Dr. Arkham. Again, I don't think to take that to mean that he is the main villain. Same even with this character Scarlett Johansson can play. Matt Reeves has already shown, especially with that first movie, he will have multiple villains just to kind of flesh out the world. Dr. Arkham being part of the movie as an antagonist role, I think that makes sense, especially with the mystery we learned that Batman's mom spent some time in Arkham, and there could be some shady history with the Waynes and Arkham. I think we might be getting a history of it, and Dr. Arkham would be a huge part of that. I am for sure fascinated to see where all this goes, because just imagining them doing that, it's like I really do want to see that, but man, knowing Emma Stone was the first choice, she probably would have rocked that role, and not to say Scarlett Johansson couldn't, but it'd be interesting to see them adapt that. I throw it off to you guys. What do you make of these reports and details with the Batman Part 2? Anyways, guys, that is all movie news going on right now. I want to thank you so much for taking time my day to watch me talk some movie news.
Thanks, 3C Films. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson in the Batman Part 2, and the fact that the role was first offered to Emma Stone is crazy. I mean, I love Emma Stone. She's a freaking fantastic actress, and I know she would have killed the role, but I mean, it's not like he said, it's not like Scarlett Johansson is bad, but you know, there are different ways that these actresses operate, like different level of acting and different ways that they play. You know, they may play the character, right? So yeah, I got a couple of messages whilst I was busy reacting from I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's Rena07. He said hola. Yeah, hi. And then another one from Who's Mifa. Hi. Yeah. Thanks to anyone who's watching. Thank you for joining. I was just watching stuff, and of course talking about the Netflix acquisition. Um, is it Warner Bros. Acquisition instead? Um, Netflix buying Warner Bros. Insane. Oh, John Campia. Okay, watch later. No, I didn't.
Hello, Ghana.
I didn't plan to. Man, Mahershala Ali's Blade. I keep seeing it here and there. People talking about it. Man, it's crazy. It's insane that all these years, still, they have not made the Blade movie. Like, when was it announced? Was it 2019 that they brought Mahershala Ali to SDCC? They brought him there, announced him. Oh, he's now our Blade, and people were going crazy. I believe at that time it was, I think, a year after he won his Oscar, right? Was it something like that? Bro, and all these years, there could have already been a Blade movie and a sequel on its way. But no. I don't know what Disney is thinking. Do they think this guy does not age and is going to stay the same? I mean, he's black, but at the same time, still, he's going to age. There was a trailer I saw of a certain game that was really cool. I saw like a couple of seconds of it on TikTok. I don't know his name. Gameplay. It was something God. God of something. Oh, the God Slayer. Yep, let's watch it. Gameplay trailer.
The hideout is on fire.
Oh my freaking God.
Celestials. Master, they must be after the researcher.
Could be. We need to act fast. I'll deal with the Celestials. You go on ahead and find out what's going on. Don't do anything rash.
Why is everything choppy like that?
Easy for you to say. Now, how do I get...
Oh my God, what is happening? Okay. Let's go back and watch.
Easy for you to say. Now, how do I get...
Let's refresh the page. captured in game. I hope it's not a
hideout is
trick.
on fire.
I mean, we've seen so many tricks when it comes to how some developers put out game trailers. You can tell it's not a gameplay trailer. It's just made that way.
Master, they must be after the researcher.
Could be.
Okay, now everything is playing fluidly. Is that I feel like I said it wrong. Fluidly.
I'll deal with the Celestials. You go on ahead and find out what's going on.
Cutscene is a bit.
Do anything rash.
I mean, it's not official like cutscene. You know, guys, you guys know what I'm talking about. I hope this is really how it's going to play, like at least close to it, because it's still in active development. It's not, they are still working on it. Some things may change a bit, but
And he tells me not to do anything rash.
is it an open world game? Oh, wait, did it just?
What? There you go.
Stop right there!
What type of power does he have? Does he control gravity or? Oh, fire! Bro, this feels like you are playing as the Avatar. He used controlled Earth at one point and now fire. This looks dope. Oh. Ooh. That was sick.
Have a taste of my ass!
Ooh. Bro, like I said, it looks like you are playing as the Avatar. Like, this is what I've always wanted. I feel like by now there should have been like a AAA Avatar game, well polished, cinematic,
Cool off, you lot.
with great gameplay. Oh, okay, I'm reading a bit from here. The description, it says it is an open world RPG. Okay, you're an Elementor. Okay, which means that he has elemental powers, ice, as you just saw.
What's going on here?
Here we are. Fodder, fools, humans. Which is next?
Wait, is it draining their life essence?
That must be Master.
Oh, boss battle. He's like, come on. Ooh. I feel like he's doing nothing. Yeah, he's doing nothing. It doesn't hurt him at all. Ooh. Of course, the luckies he can take care of. I really like this. The combat is different with the different elementals. First, the close combat with fire was different, and now when he's using earth, It also has its difference in how the movements are and the attacks. One of water, of course, you can turn it to ice. Wow. Oh, what? What the hell is that?
Go! Head for the signal.
I bet there's going to be parkour, of course. We saw him earlier going over rooftops. I don't think it's going to have that level of movement parkour system that the Dying Light games have. That would have been cool. There's also that. Oh, it's highlighted so you can pick it up.
Come on!
Wow. From Panthea,
PlayStation.
the God Slayer. Let me even read the description once again. So it says, enter an Eastern inspired steampunk metropolis where gods
That must be Master.
known as Celestials reign with a divine fist. In this open world RPG, you are an elemental who refuses to bow, infused with elemental powers and out of vengeance. You will dethrone them all. You will rise to be the God Slayer. Okay, this looks dope. But still, it feels and looks a little bit junky in terms of the graphics, in terms of the cutscene to gameplay. The gameplay looks cool. I see the vision. Hopefully, maybe when you are playing it, it feels satisfying and badass and really cool to control, right? Because sometimes when you're watching it, it may not feel that way, but when you're actually playing it yourself, it is satisfying. So yeah, it looks great. I mean, like I said, there are some junky parts like the graphics and certain moments in there which are scripted. I don't know. I don't know whether to believe if this is actual gameplay. It did say in game, but I don't know. I mean, gaming nowadays, we've been burned a lot, right? Certain games are, of course, when it comes to them, it's true that, oh, this is in game, especially with Sony nowadays. When they show you a gameplay, you know that, yeah, this is it. Like the Spider-Man 2018 game, when they first showed that gameplay trailer and they showed that gameplay sequence and that, yeah, it was that, right? And all the games since then, all the trailers they've shown, the gameplay trailers they've shown, it is exactly that, right? And I'm not saying Sony is like so trustworthy. You guys remember that Resistance game? Was it a Resistance game that came out PS3. They showed off some like impressive graphics for that time, gameplay and whatever. It turned out to be a fake video that they concocted. You guys know Cyberpunk. uh, Early on that situation as well, but yeah, it may be scripted. They may have faked the video. Oh, it is actually what it is, and we may get almost exactly the same gameplay that I just watched, and hopefully that is the case. Of course, the Wolverine game. I can't believe it's been 2 months since they showed off the trailer. Like, damn. Yeah, the God Slayer. Also, the game has this I don't want to say indie, but um, double A feel to it, right? Like it's not quite triple A. Like it's not quite there. Like it's going for that big epicness, like that triple A feel and scope, but it's not there yet. That is how I feel I felt, it was given. And of course, 007 High on Life exclusive early. Oh, this also came out. I've not played the first game, but I mean, I've heard it's kind of good. It's the dialogue and the writing that people are on the fence about. This patch, I've gotten the game, I've installed it, I'm here to play. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the live stream here. This was mainly to talk about Netflix buying Warner Bros. And then it just got into me reacting to a bunch of other trailers and stuff. Brad, thank you. And they use this guy. This guy is crazy. The guy who made It Takes Two. I've forgotten his name. Is it Rand? No. I was about to say Randy Pitchford, but that is not him. A week to go. Wow. I may stream the Game Awards. I don't know. I may do it for the first time since I've started streaming now. I've got the equipment. So now, hopefully, at the time that they're showing, I'll be awake to stream it because I'm in a whole different side of the world. So I don't know when. So yeah, that's just oh my god, 50 Cent and his Diddy documentary. Anyways, yeah, 26, man, next year is really stacked indeed. GTA 6, the Wolverine game, Resident Evil, bro. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here, the stream here. I said the video here. This was pretty good. I wanted to play a game. I think I wanted to talk about the Warner Bros. Stuff, and then after that, play maybe just an hour or two of, maybe an hour, most likely just an hour of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the campaign. I'm a story guy. I'm just mainly playing the story mode, and I just ended up just reacting to other trailers and watching other stuff. But yeah. Netflix buys Warner Bros. Where is it going to lead? Is Hollywood cooked? Is it doomed? How is it going to affect theaters? That is the release of movies in theaters. Is Netflix going to shorten the window between release in theaters and to streaming? From what some of their CEOs are saying, it looks like the theater time for movies is going to be shortened even more than they have been, nowadays. Like it's short, like compared to first, like from 3C films where he said first it is normally 90 days period, right? But now it's a month. If the movie is bad, or even if the movie is not bad but it doesn't really do well in theaters, it's going to be put in streaming like immediately. So yeah, that also as well is the Snyderverse going to make a comeback because Netflix has acquired it and they have a partnership with Zack Snyder. Though they have been canceling some Zack Snyder movies because they are not happy with the profits that they think they are supposed to get, or they know they should be getting, for spending that big on the productions and his movies. So because of that, is that still meaningless? Because maybe if Zack Snyder has been producing bangers since his Netflix, partnership, then maybe that will be even more likely. But never say never. I mean, fans are now like over the moon. I mean, Zack Snyder fans are over the moon. I love his movies. I'm not gonna say I'm a die-hard fan. I'm a fan of Zack Snyder. I'm a fan of James Gunn. I'm a fan of movies. I'm a fan of TV shows, anime, games, DC, Warner Bros, Disney. I'm a fan of entertainment in general, right? I'm here to watch and be entertained. I'm not someone who is just hardcore based on one side, because if you are one side, then you are not really going to enjoy much of anything from different areas, right? Because then you are going to be biased. You're going to watch a certain project from a certain director or producer or someone that you don't really like, and the movie may be good, it may be okay, but because you don't like them, to you the movie is bad. I don't want to be that way, and I'm not that way, right? I remember when Zack Snyder's Justice League, or when James Gunn came and took over, and Henry Cavill, we had that hope he was going to make Man of Steel 2, and of course that hope got shattered, and James Gunn announced he's going to usher his new DCU. I was bummed out a little. I was like kind of sad. I was like, I can't believe this is happening, right? But then I look back and I'm like, look at this objectively. Don't be a fanboy. Don't be someone who's going to be biased just because you like Zack Snyder's movies. I mean, they are not all perfect, but just because you like his movies doesn't mean it is all bad. And I looked at James Gunn's projects and I'm like, I freaking love the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Like, it's one of the best projects in the MCU. So I'm gonna let him cook. I'm gonna let Zack Snyder. No, I'm gonna let James Gunn do his thing, right? And then, of course, it happened, and Peacemaker, of course, that was even before James Gunn took over, right? He brought out Suicide Squad before he took over, that whole DCU stuff, and became a head. So yeah, I loved his Suicide Squad movies, of course. The characters, I freaking loved them. And then the spin-off Peacemaker was great. I know people talk about how the season 2 finale didn't really hit and it was underwhelming, but overall the package it was still good stuff. And I liked Superman. I really loved. Should I even say I loved Superman? Yeah, I think I can say that. It has its flaws, but yeah, I can say that. So I don't know the impact. Even though Netflix is saying that there's not going to be much of an impact when it comes to the DCU stuff and James Gunn and all that, we're still yet to see if that is true, because anything can change. Like anything, next month can come, or after the deal is like officially, like finally finalized next year, they can say, oh, maybe we want to add this whole universe of DCU. Maybe we want to bring Zack Snyder back. But we still also want to keep James Gunn making his own side of the DCU, right? Because we are in this multiverse era in Hollywood where, we are going in that direction. Characters from different universes and stuff. It's not even related to just comic book movies. I mean, everything, everywhere, all at once. That movie also dealt with the multiverse. And even before then, I think my first multiversal movie that I watched was The One by Jet Li. Where is it? The One. Yeah, Jet Li, The One. I watched it like when I was really young, and it was really really cool to me. The music was incredible.
I like making my podcast. I
Oh
don't
my
like
God.
making short clips of my podcast. So the AI chooses the best clips.
I think a
maybe
couple of
this one.
months ago, I think
Yeah,
last year or something,
because it knows what's
I
important.
I thought
And it
about
actually
making a
gives you
movie
a score
dedicated
based
to
on how
this. No, I thought about making a video dedicated to this movie, or about like. Oh, someone sent a message. Kenyan Cat. I don't know if I think I'm saying the name wrong, but the person said hi. Hi, if you joined, thank you for joining. I'm just talking about Netflix acquiring Warner Bros. Talking about movies, TV shows in general. Um, and I was about to end stream and then ended up talking about other stuff and then leading to the one movie where I said earlier on, I think it was the ending of last year or last year in general, where I wanted to make a dedicated video on the one about how this was actually the first multiversal movie. I think I need to do more research on that. Like first mainstream multiversal movie where Jet Li's character, like Gabriel Hulaw goes through different multiverse, killing you know, other versions of him to gain power. I've forgotten the premise. Like it's been a long time since I watched this movie. Like it was like if he kills his other self from another universe, there's an energy that is released, and that energy goes to someone, right? And thus he becomes stronger. Really, because post Endgame we did get was it wait Far From Home came after Endgame, right? So yeah, Far From Home. Um, then after that, Far From Home. What came next? I think it is the Marvel shows, right? WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Those were not bad. Like especially WandaVision and Loki. They are one of the best Marvel TV shows. Um, bro, I've forgotten the other. I can't believe I've forgotten the other Spider-Man movie. Like the one after Far From Home. No Way Home. Oh my god. For some reason, it was in my mind, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, No Way Home, Far From Home. Like I said, the early Disney Plus TV shows, Secret, WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Moon Knight. Moon Knight, I think, was good, but it had so much potential. I feel like wasted potential, and that's why people don't really talk about how good the show was because it had wasted potential. But the show wasn't bad, right? And then you move on. Where shows came after that? Moon Knight. Miss Marvel, I think, was okay. The first couple of episodes were good, but then you get into the middle to the end, it was like, whatever. It wasn't bad, like per se, right? Like all those shows, even though some of them were okay and wasted potential, they weren't bad. But Secret Invasion, I would say confidently, like 100%, this show is bad. Like, okay, the first two episodes, I can say, were kind of good, kinda good, right? It's not good, kinda. You have to put a kinda in the beginning, right? because the first episode really sold you on, wow, there's this secret side of, the earth, and there are these beings that are invading, and they could look like anybody else, and you wouldn't know, especially when Ross, was it Ross, that guy, I've forgotten his name, he's in the Lord of the Rings franchise, and he's in Black Panther, that white guy, I've forgotten his name, he was in Sherlock TV show with Benedict Cumberbatch. I've forgotten his name, but when he turned out to be a scroll, I was like, holy shit, this is going to be great. Because I really thought he was himself, right? And then it turned out to be he was a scroll. And then the second episode dropped, and it was like, oh, okay, let's see what they can do. And by the third episode, you're like, it's not bad, but come on, what are you doing? And then the fourth, oh my God, they lost the entire plot. They lost everything. I liked Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings as well, but many didn't. Oh, I also like, come on. Those who say Shang-Chi is a bad movie, come on, you have to reevaluate yourself. You have to look at yourself and look at what you think a bad movie is. Right? Like, I think post Endgame, people have this idea that every Marvel project should be a 10, which is not possible. Even before Avengers Endgame or Infinity War, no Marvel movie was. All the Marvel movies were not a 10. Somewhere, Iron Man 1 is a 10. Captain America Winter Soldier is a 10, right? I think Avengers, the first movie, is a 10, even though people can say, oh, it doesn't hold up that much in terms of, when you compare to Avengers Age of Ultron or maybe Infinity War Endgame. But I think the first Avengers movie, bringing all these people together, this group, this team, these characters that we've watched their individual movies, at least some. We got the first Iron Man movie, Thor, and then Hulk before, and then there was no Hawkeye movie or Black Widow movie, but still they made cameos and appearances in the other movies before. Then seeing these characters come together was really great. But yeah, Shang-Chi, I think, was a good Marvel movie, right? The action sequences in that was it was superb. I like how the story dealing with family. At the end of the day, Shang-Chi is a family movie. It deals with loss. The father, I've forgotten his name. Was it Wen Wei or something? I've forgotten his name. Dealing with the loss of his wife. He couldn't deal with the loss. And so he decided to become what? A tyrant. He decided to push his son in a certain direction that he thought, he should go in order to make his. At the end of the day, Shang-Chi's father pushed him and his sister in that direction because he wanted them to be strong. He wanted them to be able to fight and defend themselves, so that they can never have to worry about being in danger, because they were the danger. Avengers rankings: Infinity War, original, Endgame, and then Ultron. Yeah, I think many people will agree with your ranking, with Infinity War being the first, and then the original, and then Endgame, and then Ultron. Yeah, now I think about this, my ranking will also be the same as yours, because I freaking love Infinity War. The original Avengers movie, I think, is also great. Endgame is a great movie, but I don't know. Maybe I may put Endgame at number 2, and then the original at number 3, and then Ultron 4. So for me, or number 2 and number 3 may change. I'm not sure yet, but your ranking is pretty good on the Avengers movies. But yeah, look at this shit. Graphic versus Gaia. Oh my God, the fact that they got Emilia Clarke to be in in this franchise, in this universe, and they messed it up so bad. I'm not saying Emilia Clarke is the greatest actress of all time, but clearly she has some name and, you know, as an actress and power as an actress, right? And you really got her into the MCU. This moment was really cool. I was really surprised, but not that surprised at the same time. I was like, oh, this has to be Gaia.
You killed my mother, my father.
This was so stupid. It was just a battle of different powers in the MCU.
You're weak.
And the fact that they could use all these powers that they just got. Like, how did they trigger that power set? Like, to turn invincible? Like, how she did? She just made herself intangible. Like, how did she figure that out, that I have this power? It's not like Nick Fury took its time to explain that, okay, this serum that I'm giving you, it contains the power of this, and listed all the people's DNA and powers that she's going to get. So how does she trigger them? Does she just innately, like inward, she knows that I have this power and knows how to trigger it? Like, that was one of the stupid things about this whole fight sequence and them getting all these powers in the MCU. Like, making them one of the most powerful characters in the MCU, but nowhere to be found. And how this guy died was so stupid. I mean, visually, it looks cool. Emilia Clarke looks like a freaking badass, but still, just like them. How does he not heal from that? How? And then she just walks away. Stupid, stupid, stupid. It's so stupid. How does he get his chest blown in when he has the power of Abomination, Thanos's, one of Thanos's god? Like, even just Abomination, his high healing factor, he will heal from that. I guess you can say, oh, maybe she's using Captain Marvel's power, and Captain Marvel is one of the most OP characters, and so her power, like light power, pierced through him. But even so, he could have healed from that with all the power sets that he got. You're telling me all that couldn't combine to heal him, and he died. And we know he just died because of plot. The whole show just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't. That's stupid. That's why I can say confidently, like, this is the worst Marvel show ever. And I'm saying Marvel, I'm not just saying MCU. I mean shows that came out in what, the 2000s or whatever. I remember there was this Marvel show, Mutant X or something. There was a certain X-Men show that came out in the 90s. Like, even those shows, like, this is clearly worse because you have all these amazing writers that you can use to write a really good show about a secret invasion plot and storyline, and this is where you decided to go on. This is the path you chose, and this is one of the most stupid. This thumbnail, like this scene that the thumbnail is pulling from, was also one of the most stupid, like, scenes in the MCU. Like, Nick Fury being asked that why isn't he calling his Avengers friends to deal with this whole situation? He could have just said, "Oh, I'm afraid maybe one of them will be taken and locked away and impersonated, and that would be a whole crazy situation." Instead, do you know what he said? I mean, if you guys remember, those who have watched, he said, "I don't want us to rely on the Avengers all the time. I want us to do, be able to take care of situations ourselves." It's not the exact same words, but what I'm saying, that's what he said. It would have been better if he just said because of plot and just broke the fourth wall. That would have been better. Like giving that stupid reason why he's not calling the Avengers. And of course, that ending with Rhodey being a scroll all along. Oh my God. Stupidity in its finest. Making us guess, even up to now, they've not even confirmed whether Rhodes was taken after Avengers Endgame or was joining Civil War. Because, I mean, I guess the scene itself is leaning towards it being Rhodey from Captain America Civil War, because he's in his hospital gown. And we know after Civil War he was in a hospital because he fell down from up high and he broke his back or his legs, whatever. He broke things. And so that is what they are leading up to. I just don't know why they greenlit this show, and if Kevin Feige saw the script and the ending of the show and the direction it took, and he said, "This is going to be an amazing TV show." I'm telling you, no one. If anybody says there's a Marvel show that is worse than this, then yeah, I feel like you don't know what you're talking about. I can confidently say maybe you are blinded by favoritism to a certain show, and that's why you can't see. Just talking about it right now pisses me off. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's just move on. Let's move on to other stuff. Yeah, Infinity War is always a great watch, and it's always so sad at the ending as well. It's one of those movies when I first watched it and the ending, boy oh boy. Of course, like everyone else, it just blew my mind. I was like, is this really a Marvel movie? Right? Because every Marvel movie, every MCU movie ends in a way where the hero have won after that big battle, right? And they are, whatever the situation they are in, whether they are fugitive or they are on the run or they are now a hero or whatever, it always ends where the conflict has ended and the hero has won or something. But then Infinity War ends with half of our heroes gone, snapped, turned to dust. And then the ending shot of Thanos sitting in his farm or whatever planet and just staring into the distance. And then the movie ends. Oh my God. That was truly... I don't know what movie is ever going to give that feeling again. Yeah, I know Avengers Endgame is great, but it never gave off that feeling that the ending of Infinity War gave, right? And I don't know whether Doomsday is going to do that. I feel like they're going to try or attempt to do that in Avengers Doomsday. Give us that chilling ending that Infinity War had, because I mean, they have to do that because there's Avengers Secret Wars. So the heroes have to lose in a way, right? They have to lose in order for Secret Wars to come, and then they'll win, right? That's just how Infinity War and Endgame went. So I feel like that's how the plot is going to go in Avengers Doomsday. The heroes are going to lose. I don't know whether they can still create... I don't think they can. They can create that chilling moment. Because first is because we've seen it already, right? It's not something that is the first time, because if the heroes lose and maybe there are some deaths or critical moments where the heroes are perceived dead, it's something that we've already seen in Infinity War. So even though it may be shocking or sad in that moment, it's not really going to hit like Infinity War, where it was the first time that a Marvel movie did that. Oh, everything wrong with Superman in 70 minutes or less. I never watched these. The only time I've watched one of these is watching a reactor react to it. That is all. All MCU character themes. I may watch that later. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, legendary movie. The Flash. God damn it, I shouldn't have refreshed. I remember the end like yesterday. Cinema was shook. Yeah, man, it was insane. Everybody was quiet. I can tell you, everyone was quiet. Everyone was like, I don't think this is happening. This has to be a dream. Like, it has to be a dream sequence. And I don't think, like I said, we'll ever get that feeling, that same feeling back that Infinity War, gave us. I don't think it will ever happen. Um, like I said, if it happens, I know the story, of course, is going to be different. I feel like the story in Avengers Doomsday and Infinity War are going to be similar. Not in terms of the motivations of the villain, but in terms of just how everything is going to play out, right? I guess maybe there will be some differences. Like maybe Doctor Doom is going to come out. His first introduction will be like a hero. 2 hour heroes. He's going to appear that way. That will be different because, of course, Thanos didn't come out as a hero. He was like, I'm in business. I'm the villain. Actually, he didn't even think of himself as a villain. He was the hero in his own eyes. And I feel like Doctor Doom in Doomsday maybe will come out as a hero first. Then later on, people would start to discover, maybe one or two characters will start to discover that we shouldn't trust this guy, right? He's a liar. Maybe he's trying to do something nefarious, right? But I guess the Fantastic, family will be the one to warn everyone, since spoilers for Fantastic Four First Steps. Since in the post-credit scene, he came and took Franklin. We don't actually know what is going to happen in that situation. Is he going to? I guess he's going to take him, right? He's going to fight Sue, and then Sue is going to, of course, lose. He's going to take Franklin. Man, now that I'm thinking about it, Avengers Doomsday is going to be different in a way, like I said, but there's going to be similarities to Infinity War and Doomsday, as in the heroes will lose, and then Infinity War, Secret Wars, then they will win that fight. Kenny also asked, do you watch anime? Yes, I do. Currently, what anime am I watching? I'm watching My Hero Academia season 8. I was watching One Punch Man and I just stopped after episode. Was it 3? I gave up on that. I was like, I'm not subjecting myself to that, right? Like, waiting for 6+ years and then you bring out this level of quality. Like, I feel like it's insulting in a way. Even though I also don't blame the animators. I don't know. We don't know the whole situation, right? When they were giving the project, because it was not even the original animators that were giving the project. The first people, um, the first animators left after season one, and of course that they brought out the amazing season one, season two, different ones, and of course we could notice the quality change. Still, it was not actually bad. And then, of course, this season three, which is crazy. I mean, it's becoming a meme at this point. One free man. um, but yeah, I watch anime. Like I said, yeah, you also watch My Hero as well. Um, what else? Solo leveling has ended. Uh, One Piece. I want to. The thing is, I want to get into One Piece. I watched One Piece, and that was like about 5 years ago, a little more than that, right? And the thing is, I got busy at a certain point, and there were some episodes that I missed, and I was like, oh, I will catch up. And it became weeks, and it became months, and the episodes piled up like crazy. I looked, and there was like 100 plus episodes, and I was like, how am I going to? And then maybe I should have watched, because now there are more than 700 episodes that I haven't watched. Now, tell me, how am I? I guess you can say, maybe just watch one episode a day. But if I watch one episode a day, how long is it going to take me to catch up to One Piece? Like, you tell me. I think they've brought out a reimagining of the show where they cut out the filler and just give you straight mainline, story. I think I saw something like that a couple of months ago. If, I may watch that one. But yeah, it's crazy. I've watched Bleached, Naruto, of course, was my childhood. Um, Dragon Ball. I'm just naming the big ones. I also read a lot of webtoon and manhwa and manhua. There are different ones. One is Japanese, one is Korean. Like you can see from my apps that I have. Yeah, I read a lot. I read a lot. I've been reading Murim Login, Chronicles of the Demon Faction, Drag Devourer, Rental Hero, Memoir of the God of War. And I started recently, I think a couple of days ago, Fated to be Loved by Villains. It's really cool. World's Strongest Sorcerer. I started, but I'm not really feeling the premise and the vibe yet. I've just read about 6 chapters. It was cool in the beginning, but yeah, Fallout 2 coming in 2 weeks. I'm excited for the show. I've not completed season one. It's left with one episode, episode 8. Hopefully, I want to complete it by tomorrow. In preparation for season 2. I think the show is really good. I think it's one of the shows that people really didn't have much faith in. I mean, I guess at that point, Last of Us season 1 came out and it was pretty good. People were like, oh, okay. And then One Punch Man, Netflix came out. People were like, okay. It looks like video game adaptations are back, right? Are getting good. I'm not saying back. If I say it is back, it means it was actually good in the first place, But yeah, Last of Us came out season 1, great, and then One Punch Man, Netflix, it wasn't great, but it was good. Then what else? I want to see all the live action anime that have come out that are actually good. But Kenny, I forgot to, say thank you for following. I really appreciate the follow and for chatting with me. But yeah, let me see. And Stargazer 55. Sorry if I didn't recognize your year that you put in the comments. You just put it. You just typed year and just vanished. I don't know whether you are watching or what. But yeah, let me see. Video game adaptations. How can I forget Sonic? The Sonic movies have been pretty good, right? Like the first to the third, the fourth one is coming out. I don't know when, maybe next year or next 2 years. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, of course, I think was good, even though it was mostly just, hey, look at this, hey, remember this, remember that. But I think overall it was good. I watched the trailer for the second movie, Super Mario Galaxy movie, and yeah. Now that you mention it, the Avatar series 2 wasn't bad, but it also had so much potential, and I don't know. It just changed certain fundamentals and story path of the Avatar that I don't know how they're going to. I mean, they're going to try and resolve it, but like the fact that Aang did not learn waterbending in season one is one of the. I don't know why they did that. I know the original creators were, they were involved in the show. I don't know whether you guys heard about that or learned about that. They were involved in the show and they departed because they didn't agree with some of the changes in the Netflix show. And I guess maybe this was one of the reasons, about Aang not learning waterbending in book one, water. I don't know why they decided to go in that direction. The show was also more serious than it needed to be, but then it's Netflix, right? Because the whole show, book one, the animation was, I'm not going to say it was all fun and games, but it was more lighthearted. But when it gets to the dark stuff, it gets to the heavy stuff, it really gets heavy, right? It was around season 2 and like middle parts going to season 3 that it starts to get real heavy. Now, even season 3, the first episode was kind of lighthearted when they were in the Fire Nation, right? But yeah, overall, the Avatar series, Netflix series, wasn't bad. It was good. They tried their best to stay faithful to the animation. Like I said, even though they also did their own thing in certain parts. And the fact that they finished filming book 2 and book 3 already, I'm really so happy because, man, these kids really age up like out of nowhere in just a year. And the kid who is like this is now like this. The kid who's like this is now like this. And the thing is, you watch the continuation of the show, it's supposed to be just a couple of months. So how are you going to explain that this guy has aged 3 years in just a couple of months? But I'm really glad that they filmed book 2 and book 3 back to back. And so, even though maybe you're going to notice certain, growth spurts in some of the main cast, it's not going to be that much, Like you compare Stranger Things season 4 and season 5, the cast, and you look at them, you get like, right? I don't know the time difference between season 4 and 5 of Stranger Things. I think it's supposed to be about a year or something. Yeah. But it looks like they've aged up more than a year. And that's one of the things that Netflix and other studios need to realize about child actors. When you get them for a show or a movie, and you know that movie or show is going to have multiple sequels, it's going to have season 2, season 3, or part 1, part 2, part 3. Please try your best to film them as quickly as possible. I know production of, movie production is like really hectic in a way because it is a lot. Like people don't realize how it is. But still, when you get them, you should know that these kids are gonna age up like quick. Like Percy Jackson. The kid Percy has aged. I'm not saying he's old, but you compare him to season 1 and season 2, it's like 5 years difference. Just look at him. He looks like he's getting to his 20s.
My name is Percy Jackson. Am I a troubled kid?
My name is Percy Jackson.
You guys can hear it, right? Bro, yeah, he really hits puberty quick. Bro went from a kid to a young man. That's why Disney and these companies need to realize about these kids. And that's why I'm so happy that, like I said, Avatar, they filmed it back to back. And so, oh, Kenny, okay, I'm going to bed. It's very late. See you next time. I'm also going to bed. I was just, I was really trying to end the stream before you came. And when you came and we started chatting, and then it just went on and on and on and on and on. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that you joined the stream and you basically are the only one that chatted up that much. And yeah, I really appreciate this short convo. And hopefully next time when I stream, you also be there. So yeah, I really appreciate the follow as well, and the conversation. It was really nice chatting with someone. But yeah, I'm also going to end the stream here. And hopefully I'll come back in a couple of hours. I'm also going to bed, so I guess maybe I'll see you guys in maybe 10 hours. Let me see. It's 11:39 p.m. here, right? So I'm gonna wake up around 4, 4, and then start making a couple of YouTube videos, and try to also edit some videos that I've recorded. I recorded my reaction to Legend of the Seeker. I've started reactions to Legend of the Seeker, and I'm still editing episode 1, the highlights for YouTube. I have edited the full reaction on Patreon, but I'm now doing the highlights for, of course, YouTube. You know how YouTube is. You have to edit it down. Yeah, thanks for the stream. Your setup looks great. I mean, this is moderate. Like, it's nothing special. I have no official lights. The lights that I have is like this, right? And then the phone. I think I have to save up and buy an official light system, like here, like 2, 1 here, 1 here, and then maybe 1, 2 at the side of the camera. But I'm not there yet, right? We're still, but I'll take it like that. I really saved up to buy this mic and camera, and it really drained me, and I'm really thankful that I did. I remember when I first bought this camera and there was no mic. I had this mic, this wireless mic that I was using before I had a camera. I was pairing it with my phone, right? I didn't know it was just a phone only wireless microphone. And then when I got a camera and I used it, I tried to pair it with the camera. I was like, why isn't this working? And then I went back into the box of the wireless microphone, and I realized, oh, it's only for phones. And so you check back at my earlier, videos that I recorded a couple of months ago when I first got this camera. You can tell the quality shift, right? But then the audio was awful. I tried my best to use some softwares or applications to actually, make it better, but it was still awful. But now I got this microphone, and so the quality also changed. So in terms of audio and video, it looks like I'm there, right? It's now left with the lights. But anyways, yeah. Thankful for anyone who joined the stream. I really appreciate it. Anyone who dropped a follow. I know someone subscribed to my YouTube channel. Law Marshall subscribed to my YouTube channel 19 minutes ago. And then Kenny Young Cat, I would just say Kenny because I don't know how to pronounce the full name correctly. You followed, me on Twitch. Stargazer55 also followed me. I really appreciate the follow. Let me see if you guys are the only one. I don't want to. Okay. And then 2 days ago, there was Rugazy, and then Naruto RU7. Then there was J8709. I really appreciate the follow on Twitch. I really hope some of my YouTube subscribers will also see, and then they'll jump over to the Twitch and follow and show support, and you'll get to that affiliate position, and just build a community here and everywhere, right? So my socials are there. Nerdy Sage Toes on Instagram, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, yeah, Instagram. Did I even mention Instagram? But anyways, okay. I'm just trying to end the stream, and it's been a long time coming. I plan to stream for about 1 hour, and now it's 2 hours 30 minutes. It is what it is. I need to go to bed, wake up super early, make a couple of YouTube videos, edit a couple of YouTube videos, and then stream and do some chores. Kenny just subscribed to my YouTube channel. I don't know whether it's the same Kenny from Twitch, but if it is really you, I'm going to sleep happy tonight, right now. Thanks for the support on Twitch and on Kick. And if it's a different Kenny on YouTube, I still appreciate the follow and the subscription nonetheless. But yeah. I may try one day to, I don't know. I'll just leave that thought in my head. When it comes to that day that I want to do it, I will do it. I just don't want to speak empty words. Anyways, thanks for the follow, the subscription. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate everyone. What else is there to say? Always when I try to end stream, I don't know the ending note to leave on. I just say, oh, I'm thankful that you guys watched, subscribed, followed, all that. Okay, let's end. It's always so awkward. I don't know why it's awkward. I'm here alone, and it feels awkward as if someone is here with me.